Hi everyone, welcome back to Gymspire's channel. Today we're going to take you through some beginner jumps. So we're going to go over straight jumps, star jumps, tuck jumps and half turn jumps. Okay, so starting from the very beginning, we're going to go over our starting position. So you're going to start with your arms out in front of you and you're going to swing them down behind you with your knees bent. So let's look at that again. So from this position, we're going to shoot our arms down, forwards and up as fast as we can. Now this is going to generate power in our jump so that we can get height and try and go as high as we can. So one more time, they come down, forwards and up, whatever shape you're doing in the air, and then we go on to our landing position. Okay, so a nice landing position is our arms up in front of us, out to the side slightly, and knees a little bit bent. And don't forget, we hold it for 3. So you can count 1 gymnast, 2 gymnast, 3 gymnasts. It's important to remember that we don't squat down too low, we just have a slight bend in our knees. Not only is that bad for you, but it will also cause deductions in competitions. So let's look at the straight jump now. It's very important that we keep a nice tight straight body shape in our jump, so just practice this before we start. You can do this standing or laying down just so you get used to doing the shape before we go into the jump. So let's take a look using that same starting position that we just went over. Tight body shape in the air, nice and tight straight, pointing your toes and then going into that landing position. From the side it looks like this. So this is a dead straight line. You want your body to be as close to that line as possible, both from the side and as well from the front. Generally as coaches we see a lot of dish shapes in our straight jumps, and we do see as well a lot of arch shapes. That means going the other way like this, which is wrong. So you want to be making sure that you're as close to that line that I showed you before as possible. Okay, let's move on to our star jumps. So first of all it looks like this. Now with the star jump it is slightly different start to other jumps. I like to cross my arms in front of me before I then go into the star. It does generally help. However, you can start this the normal way and swing your arms behind, but I tend to find it can be a little bit more confusing. So we're going to focus on our shape in the star. You want to be in a big cross shape. So you want to make sure that your legs and your arms are not too wide or not too close together. So here my legs are too wide and my arms are too close together. And in this second one, my arms are okay, but my legs are too close together. Also, similar to the straight jump, you don't want to be curved forwards and you don't want to be arching behind you like this. Remember, in that straight line, just try and get as close to that straight line as possible. A good way to do this is just to try and get into that star shape. Laying on the floor does help, so you know that you're flat. Or if you wanted to, you can even record yourself so that you can see how straight you are. One more time, star jump with a nice landing. Okay, moving on to tuck jumps now. So first of all, let's look at a tuck jump. Now the aim is to try and get your knees to touch your chest. So as coaches, we see this a lot of the time when your knees are low and they're not coming up to your chest. We also see this when your feet are coming up to your bottom, so your knees are still low. Even this one, although I'm getting my knees up, they're not touching my chest. If they come all the way up and touch your chest and you're pointing your toes, that is a lovely tuck jump, so well done. Here's a couple to look at from the side so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. As you can see, my knees are coming all the way up, touching my chest with my toes pointed. And one more time with a better landing. Good, moving on now to our half turn jump. So the most important thing to remember in your half turn jump is that we need to go up in the air, and at the top of your jump is when you turn. So you don't want to turn from the floor because it ends up looking like this. So if you practice a couple of straight jumps and just think about when you're at the top of your jump, so you get used to that movement, so that when you do your half turn jump and you're at the top, that's when you turn and then you can land. Now let's watch it fast. So on the left you can see I'm turning from the floor, and from the right you can see I'm jumping up and turning. Let's watch that again. And of course with your nice landing. So finally, we're now going to talk about pointing your toes. So not only is this important in your jumps, but also on the takeoff. Now this is a jump without pointing my toes, and this is a jump with pointing my toes. So can you notice the difference? Let's look at them side by side to make it easier. As you can see, when I point my toes, I go so much higher in my jump, and that's definitely going to help us create the shapes that we need to in the air. Thanks to everybody at home that took part in our beginners jumps video. There's an advanced jump video coming out tomorrow, so please stay tuned. Keep smiling and point your toes. Bye guys!